Yo, what's up, everybody? It should be OY Between the Game Sports. Man, this was an interesting topic that I wasn't going to talk about it because I figured everybody in the world was talking about it, but I feel like this needs to be talked about and deserves some discussion, man. But before we get started, y'all know the drill, man. Please hit that thumbs up button for me, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get those notifications. But this young man, Calvin Ridley, the second or third or something like that, has been banned from the NFL due to making a bet when he was no longer uh, a part of a team, technically. He was on the roster, but he was away due to personal reasons. He said he needed some time off from football and all of those things. My question is, did he deserve to basically get a lifetime ban, or to say as he's banned for a year for now, but it can possibly be a lifetime thing? And it was all over a $1,500 bet when he was again away from the team, not participating in anything, no practice, no OTAs, anything like that, no film session. And this guy has been banned from the NFL for the foreseeable future. And I'm kind of torn because my good buddy Hoop Jargon, just had a discussion about the Brittany Griner situation that's going on in Russia, and it carries a similar outcome. It carries the same weight because when things are illegal and you're part of a league or you're part of a system, you have to abide by those rules. And the NFL strictly has a no betting policy for their players. That is the NFL, and as we've seen over the years, nobody is bigger than the Shield, man. And this is why I have this image up of him catching an L. And this is an L on his part. He has pretty much cost himself at a chance of a good living for the rest of his life because he was making a bet. And I'm gonna put up here in a second of some tweets that he made about why he did it or what he was doing it for. And the bet was a $1,500 bet, 3 games, I believe, and he has lost. He has lost his job. Technically, he has really lost his job, and it's crazy that in a world full of betting right now, especially in America, a world full of betting, guys can get punished of this nature. But it is the law. It is the rule. So I'm kind of torn because I don't want to see any young man, the Brittany Griner situation. That young lady, she's in her 30s, going through certain things, but rules are rules. And, you know, you're part of a league, you have to abide by those guidelines. And it wasn't like he was betting on his team to lose. He was betting on the Falcons. He was betting on the team that he was technically part of their roster. He bet on them 3 times to win. I don't know if they won or not, but the Falcons aren't very good. Ain't a very good organization, but that's neither here nor there. And here's the tweets that this young man had. So I'm gonna put that up right there. And he said, he made a bet. I bet a total of $1,500, and I don't have a gambling problem. And I think that was very important for him to say that because people will go out there and try to change it and change the narrative of what's happening with this young man. I appreciate those who are in here. You know, don't be shy. Comment so I can put your comments up, get to it. And I told you I was going to try to do more and more things and report on more things, just give my opinion about certain things. And he said he was doing this at a time where he couldn't even watch football. And then he goes on to say, you know, he's going to learn from his L's. And this is why that picture's up. This is an L. This is a major L. A $1,500 bet has cost him millions, the same way in the Brittany Griner situation where she had a vaping pen or whatever, and she was making almost $1 million or $1 million over in Russia. So our vices sometimes can be a huge negative part of our life and cost us things. And when it costs you money, costs you your livelihood, you get to the NFL, you live in a certain lifestyle, you have a certain taste in things, and this guy's potentially lost out on this for the rest of his career. Now, I do think the penalty is a little harsh. I think there should be a probation period happening. There should be a violation. You violate one time, you may be suspended for a couple of games. The drug policy for the NFL. Guys get caught with certain things and this and that. What do they get? They get suspended for 2 or 3 games, 4 games here and there, and they get a chance to come back. Now this guy bet $1,500 and he's banned for the whole season, this upcoming season, and possibly for the foreseeable future. That's it is dumbfounding, is confusing. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Get this stream up. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, all those good things. And if you want to join in, I will put the stream link in the chat. I will put the stream link in the chat. Give me a second. Again, y'all can read those tweets right there. Young people make mistakes all the time. Old people make mistakes. We're not flawless. We're not flawless at all. We have our mistakes, and we have to learn from those things. But $1,500 and he's suspended for the whole season. He gets no check next year. And I'm pretty sure he was a big part of the Atlanta Falcons' future. They were hoping that he can come back. And I heard some things earlier in the day saying that this is why the Falcons were saying that nobody could trade for him or anything like that, because they knew that this judgment was going to be passed down at some point. It's just really, really crazy to me. $1,500 out. He can't do anything NFL wise. His best bet, he might be able to go to one of these new startup leagues, the Canadian League. There's a new league that's about to start, and a lot of those games are in Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to Birmingham, Alabama. That's going to be interesting. I'm confused, folks. I'm confused. What are we doing here in the NFL? If it's that serious, then guys who are caught doing other things, not hurting folks, doing drugs, mistreatment of people, and these guys get, a slap on the hand, a slap on the wrist, and here you have a young man in Calvin Ridley who bet some money while he wasn't even playing football. He wasn't even playing football. He was not on the field. He was not making plays to predict the outcome, win, lose, or draw. He was not part of football at the time, and he made some bets. And basically, he was probably bored for the most part. He was probably bored, and he got caught doing some things. And here's another tweet by some young man, Jonathan Jones. I'm not a betting person. I don't understand it a lot. But he says Calvin really got caught because he placed a legal mobile bet in Florida with Hard Rock. Now, I don't know how true this is. They notified Genius Sports, who oversees betting and integrity of the NFL, and really placed a 3, 5, and 8 game parlay bets that did include the Falcons per source. So I don't know how true that is, but it's a big, big, big time mistake. And it's crazy because this says right here, this is a legal mobile betting app or whatever company, whatever it may be. So it wasn't like he was under the table with it. It wasn't like he was trying to do anything illegal far as betting wise, but it was illegal in the NFL world. And that shield, man, Roger Goodell, they so up and down with certain things. I I don't understand their league, their NFLPA, they Players Association. They don't get along with the NFL. It's crazy. Big difference from the NBA PA and the NBA, and then the NFLPA and the NFL. Big differences in those leagues, and this is why the NBA guys get their bread. They get their bread. They work alongside of the NBA and they get their bread. But this NFL, nobody's bigger than the Shield thing, and they continue to prove that that is true. So what are these guys doing? What are we going to do with this young man, Calvin Ridley? Again, he's about 23, 24 years old, so he made a mistake. And from what I've been reading is the law says you get caught gambling, you are at risk of being banned for life. If I'm correct on that, I may be wrong, but we know for sure that he's done for a whole season. And they were talking about on some shows that how the NFC South is so wide open. The Atlanta Falcons had a chance. You get a guy like Calvin Ridley back who can go out there and make plays, and then the young man, Mr. Pitts from Florida, that dynamic combo. Matt Ryan is still serviceable. The NFC South would have been wide open. New Orleans Saints don't have a quarterback. Tampa Bay Buccaneers just lost Tom Brady. The Carolina Panthers, God knows what they're doing over there. So this is a big blow to Calvin Ridley, and this is a big blow to the Atlanta Falcons. So anybody who's an Atlanta Falcon fan, again, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell button, all those good things. I'm just dropping some facts and some knowledge on you guys. Know it's late at night, Monday night. Folks are used to me talking only about HBCU stuff, but I am a very well-versed guy. Very well-versed guy. I can speak about anything sports related for the most part. Again, speaking about Calvin Ridley, it's an unfair judgment. It's a very harsh judgment. But if I'm going to be true to what I said about Brittany Griner and her situation, you got to know who you're dealing with. You have to know the do's and don'ts of a lot of things. And the law of the NFL is there is no betting while you are a player, even though this man was not playing football at the time. So that's a confusing loophole for me, man. I can see some people trickling in here, man. Again, we're speaking about Calvin Ridley and his misstep. Dante S says, what was really thinking? Just stupid. Yeah, man, it's very stupid. Same thing with the Brittany Griner situation. I believe he was on Hoop Jargon's stream earlier. Very stupid situation. Very stupid decision. $1,500 is cost them a whole season and possibly a ban for life. And we look at a guy like Pete Rose, one of the most recognizable baseball figures there is, and he got caught betting, gambling, and they still have not let this dude in the Hall of Fame. And he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame with ease. It's not even a question how easy this man should be in the Hall of Fame. So it is, the leagues are staying true to what they are. We had a situation with, what's the guy, the NBA guy, Don Mattingly or something, Tim Donahue, referee that betted. He still ain't got back. He went out and sold books and all this other stuff. It is what it is. You're part of an organization, you're part of a job. For the most times, you have to follow the rules. You have got to know the do's and don'ts, man. Do's and don'ts. This is the society we live in. We don't live in a very savage lifestyle, a very savage society. So you got to know what you're dealing with and understand the consequences when you're doing this kind of stuff. That's why, again, this is why I have this picture up. He ain't catching the football no more. He catching the L. He might catch an L for a very long time, man. Very long time. But I want the NFL to be consistent. if betting is so bad, if betting is so bad that it can get you banned and you're supposed to uphold the integrity of the shield, the integrity of the league, the NFL, then it has to be the same when guys are out drinking and driving, hit somebody, cause injuries to somebody. They're doing drugs. They get in the fight. They domestic violence, all those things. So if those guys can get back in the league after going through that, where they put physical harm to somebody, and you telling me that's not painting a bad image for your league, especially in this cancel culture and social media culture, and guys can go out there and do that kind of stuff and still get back in the NFL, then don't tell me a guy that was just betting on football when he was not playing football doesn't have a chance to get back in the NFL. And this dude is suspended for a whole year. A whole year. Lil Bam says, what team you going for in the USFL? Man, I don't know the teams exactly, man. I've seen some guys, some HBCU guys get drafted. I've seen some other guys get drafted. I don't know the teams personally. I haven't paid that much attention to it. I think they start up here in a couple of weeks, man. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But when it does, I guess I'm going to have to pay a little more attention to it. That league deserves to get some attention because it's giving folks a chance who can't make the NFL a chance to still play professional football. And we know how much this country loves football. I'm not the biggest football fan in the world. I mean, I watch it, yeah. I'm a basketball dude at heart. Basketball dude at heart. So let me know, man, Bam, what the teams are. I know a lot of those games are in Birmingham, Alabama. So folks who are close to there, y'all should get out there and go check that out. Dante says the league knew this would happen. They are pushing gambling hard. Players will undoubtedly get caught. Yeah, he's not going to be the first. He's not the first and he's not the last. Is what I'm trying to say. He's not the first and he's not the last. Guys, gambling is about as American as apple pie. If I could put it in layman's terms. Folks gamble on snail races. They gamble on who can throw the rock the farthest or whatever. Folks gamble, man. It's something to do. It passes time. If you're into gambling like that, yeah, that's great. I can care less for it. I don't like losing money. I don't like losing money. So, it is what it is. But $1,500 cost him a whole season. $1,500. And he probably made that when he walked on the practice field. But again, I gotta stay true to what I said about the Brittany Griner situation on my guy Hoops Jordan stream earlier. You gotta know who you're dealing with. You gotta know the do's and don'ts. And if you don't, when you get caught, you have to deal with the consequences. Accountability, and I like that he said right here in this tweet. I'm gonna put it back up. He said right here in this tweet. Can't see it in that comment over there and pull it down real quick. He said, I learned from my L. So you have to, this is some form of accountability right here. So I'm proud of him for that. Hopefully, this is not the end of his career. He will be able to continue to move forward. But you bet your bottom dollar. Again, bet your bottom dollar. Betting and gambling. I could put my life on it, how bad they're going to try to paint the picture on this young man. And this is why it was important for him to say, I do not have a gambling problem. Make pay for a year is $45,000. That's pretty damn good to go play football, man, in a startup league. $45,000. If I still had some athleticism, I might go try out. But guys have a vision for themselves to play football, and I tell kids all the time, anybody that's playing any sports, play as long as you can, play as long as you love it. So for guys who love it still and can't make the NFL, here's an opportunity for them. And you can go make $45,000. And I think what you playing 10 games? I think I do know that they're only playing 10 games. 45,000, that's most than some teachers. And teachers are required to work 190 plus 180 some days. 45,000? You can sign me up right now, and I still got free time. Calvin Ridley made a mistake. Now he's got to pay the consequences. Although I think the punishment is too harsh. I do want to be clear on that. I feel that punishment is too harsh because of the precedent that's going on with guys who have been in really, really bad situations. What's the guy name that played for the Cowboys? Is now a UFC fighter, Greg something. Greg Hardy, I think is his name. This dude had a situation where he had multiple guns. I'm trying to keep some stuff PG-13, I guess you could say. So my people on Facebook, they won't ban me. They be banning me for some stuff I don't even be doing. Talking about I be sharing something or whatever. Everything I do on my Facebook page is strictly sports. I hardly share anything outside of my YouTube channel, anything personal in my life. I hardly post on Facebook. Facebook is purely, for me, a pure business page, even though it's my personal page. So, but the Greg Hardy situation, he had a situation with a woman where she was scared, and this dude still got a chance to be in the NFL, and he still blew that situation. But here's a guy, Calvin Ridley, just making a $1,500 bet, thinking nothing major of it. Even though I'm sure that they have a script, they have a so-called Bible, maybe NFL meetings about the do's and don'ts. So I'm sure he knew, but he probably wasn't even thinking at the moment. Same thing in the Brittany Griner situation. Wasn't even thinking. But when you're a public figure and you're an athlete, you always have to think about the worst outcome because everybody's watching what you do. But gambling, he did not hurt anyone. He didn't cause harm to anyone. He did not affect the outcome of a football game because he was not playing. He was not part of football activities. He was not part of the Atlanta Falcons practice squad on Mercedes-Benz field, anything of that nature. And he made a bet, but he got to lay with it. Dante says gambling on your sport is considered a sports sin more than assault and abuse. Just the truth. Very, very true. But does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? This is. I'm gonna read that again. Gambling on your sport is considered a sports sin more than assault and abuse. Just the truth. For the NFL to basically say, hey, you know what? Assault, abuse of drugs, anything of that nature, that's okay. But for you to bet, you can't bet on the sport. That is so immoral. That is so not right. So what are we really preaching here? What are we really talking about here, NFL? That's why on my YouTube thumbnail I have a big X on the NFL. They are so confusing on what they do in their league, man. So confusing what they do in their league. I'll give you a better example. The John Gruden situation. Look how quiet that situation has gotten. And that dude was literally going off about folks, women, men, people's sexual preferences. And I did a video about it before I knew all the details and stuff like that. But he said that he did that when he was in angry, and a lot of folks do stuff in angry. But look how quiet that situation got. And I wouldn't be surprised John Gruden won't be a candidate for a job again or working somewhere in the NFL again. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. It's just it's confusing to me, folks. Man wasn't playing football. He was not playing football. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong or right about this. But he was not playing football at the time. So how is it so egregious that this situation happened? How is it so egregious? Let this dude get out there, suspend him for a couple of games, 4 or 5 games, have him speak out, make a public service announcement, about gambling on your sport and all those things, and then you move on. But you're sitting here punishing him for a whole year, and who knows if he makes another mistake, which young people do in their 20s, or if he rubs somebody wrong in the media wrong or NFL owner wrong in the future between this year ban, he can possibly be banned again and again and again. I, I don't know, man. I might be crazy for thinking this way, but I think we need to figure out the justice system. That's one thing in this country, and then the justice systems that are involved in organizations like the NFL. We're not working on the same. We're not on the same page. We're not working at the same playbook to just put it in sports terms. And that's Dante hit the nail on the head with that comment. Gambling on your own sport is considered a sin more so than assault and abuse. That that statement is so so wild, man, but it's so truthful. And I appreciate those who, dropping in and out. Again, I felt like this was a very, very important conversation to have, to discuss. Calvin Ridley, yes, he made a bet. Yes, he caught an L. He's gonna be catching the L for at least a year. And I think I saw something before I get out of here. I think I saw something that said he can't even apply to be reinstated to the NFL until sometime this year of 2023, and then they have to approve it. So it might be a guaranteed 2 years. It might be a guaranteed 2 years he's out of the league. Over $1,500. Didn't hurt anyone. Didn't affect the outcome of a game. He was not playing football at the time. Y'all remember that he excused himself. He asked to be basically let go. I don't want to say let go by the Falcons, but put on leave by the Falcons because he was dealing with some mental health issues. Understandable. Anybody that's having mental health issues and feeling anxiety and feeling depression, whatever it may be, you should take a leave of absence and try to get yourself right. And so in the time of that time frame, wasn't thinking, probably just went out, I'm gonna make a bet. He went to a legal place. He didn't try to go undercover, under the table. I just want y'all to understand my point and my view, my thought process on this. But I do also understand you have to follow the guidelines and the rules set by the NFL. And their rules are you can't gamble on the sport while you're legally part of the roster, even though he wasn't playing. Again, man, I see folks just trickling in, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe. I didn't turn on my camera tonight. I ain't got a haircut, so I ain't got my camera on. Man. But y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, all those things. Hit that bell button. The bell button lets you know when I drop a video, when I go live, whatever it may be. So, but you have to subscribe first, then you're able to hit the bell button. Hopefully, we can revisit this at a later date. There's going to be more to this story, but again, this is what I personally think should have happened before I get out of here. He should have been banned 4 or 5 games if we want to go that far. They should have made him the face of, the gambling situation in the sport. He could have did some PSAs, some public service announcements about the importance of gambling and understanding gambling and being responsible with gambling. They could have took that route. They really could have took that route. But they decided to make an example of them, and it's not the NFL's not. They're not. It's not the first time that they done something like this, which I think they should have sat back a little bit longer. I don't know how long they knew about this, but I think they should have just decided, we're going to do this, suspend you, have you do some PSAs, you become the face of understanding gambling in the NFL, and then move on from there. But that's not what they decided to do. So y'all let me know if how I'm feeling is right. It looks like I'm kind of playing the fence, but I'm not. I'm giving the perspective from both sides. But y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong, whatever it may be. I appreciate y'all jumping in on this. Been a great topic, great discussion. Y'all follow us on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I think that's it. If you like what we do on this channel, the Cash App tag right there, Between the Game Sports. Would love all donations go back into this channel. The donations I got last year helped, secure a new camera, which I use from time to time when I do have a haircut. So yeah, continue to check in on the channel. We enjoy doing this thing. I really enjoy hearing from y'all. I need y'all to be more active in the comments. I did put the stream link up earlier. Anybody could have joined in, so I try to do that from time to time. This is a user-friendly channel. This is a subscriber-friendly channel. Would love to hear from you as long as it's understandable, as long as it's legit, as long as it's not full of fluff, as long as it's not full of hate. Being able to talk about these kind of discussions like adults, it's great. Love it. So again, man, Calvin Ridley out for at least a year, 2 years, $1,500 bet. Career might be over. Hopefully not. Hopefully he can learn from this. And again, I appreciate y'all for listening to me. Didn't expect to go to this long. Started rambling a little bit, but y'all know what I do when I leave these things. I try to leave you with some words of encouragement on your best day. Be better. Between the Game Sports, I'm out. Peace.